My mind map. Voyagers worked in fur trade and they were licensed to transport goods to trading posts and were usually forbidden to do any trading of their own. Voyagers are people who go on a long trip to do fur trades and discover new places. Jacques Cartier was commissioned by King Francis I of France to lead an expedition across the Atlantic Ocean to explore the northern reaches of North America, trying to find gold, spices, and a passage to Asia. Jacques Cartier was a French maritime explorer for France. Jacques Cartier was the first European to describe and map the Gulf of St. Lawrence. Samuel de Champlain had a big role in the colonization of New France because he was the founder of New France in Quebec from 1603 to 1635. Samuel de Champlain was a French colonist that made 21 to 29 trips across the Atlantic Ocean. He discovered Quebec and New France. The filles du roi were unmarried women and sometimes widows who were told by the king to immigrate to New France between 1663 and 1673. Private interests gave priority to bringing over male workers, and the French government and religious communities wanted to correct the gender imbalance in the colonies. Jean Talon was the intendant of New France. He was born in 1626 and died in 1694. Jean Talon was the first intendant of New France and an experienced administrator. He was sent to Quebec in 1665 to set up the royal government and help make the colony. On the administrative side, he had to manage the colony's budget and ensure soldiers were properly equipped. Indigenous people are people that were born in a native land or region. They did fur trades for metal tools so they could survive in the difficult climate. It really helped the indigenous people. The Jesuits are an apostolic religious community called the Society of Jesus. They're grounded in love for Christ and animated by the spiritual vision of their founder, Saint Ignatius of Loyola. In order to convert Amerindians who lived and hunted in lands far away from French settlements in North America, the Jesuit missionaries sought to gather these Amerindians into native Christian reserves near the French colonial settlements along the St. Lawrence River. Ursulines from France landed in what is now New Orleans. The entire group of Ursulines were the first Roman Catholic nuns in what is now the United States. Ursuline nuns is an enclosed religious order of consecrated women that branched off from the Angelines. French-born Canadian explorer who emigrated in 1608 and was the first recorded European in what is now the province of Ontario. He became an interpreter and guide for Samuel de Champlain, who later sent Brew on a number of exploratory missions, among which he is thought to have preceded Champlain to the Great Lakes. The company helped the colonization because they are a fur trading business that does fur trades. Hudson's Bay Company, HBC, was a fur trading business for most of its history, a past that is entwined with the colonization of British North America and the development of Canada. Habitants were free individuals. Seigneurs simply owned a bundle of specific and limited rights over productive activity within that territory. Habitants were independent landowners who established homesteads. While the seigneur could reclaim the land known as a sense of if it was not developed, the habitant could not regrant it. Because he had a clear title to the property, however, he could sell it to someone else. By the early 1700s, the New France settlers were well established along the St. Lawrence River and Acadian Peninsula with a population around 15,000 to 16,000. After the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713, New France began to prosper. The St. Lawrence River is a large river in the middle latitudes of North America. The St. Lawrence River flows in a roughly northeasterly direction, connecting the Great Lakes with the Atlantic Ocean. I hope you enjoyed.